Well, unexpected torrential rains have brought the city of Bangalore to its knees. Several areas, including Koromangala, HSR Layout, Wilson Garden, KR Puram, Bannerghatta Road, completely inundated, knee-deep water that's now entering people's homes. Several tree falls have also been reported in these areas. Traffic snarls on major arterial roads like Double Road, Shanti Nagar, Hosur Road. Several underpasses have also been completely flooded. Now, the government in Bangalore had it easy today because it was a day off. So people were not on the roads. What would they have done if this was a working day? And what are they doing to make sure this doesn't happen tomorrow? Rizwan Arshad, Karnataka Pradesh Youth Congress President, joins me on the show right now. Rizwan, thank you for joining me. This is epidemic of the fact that the government should have done its desilting work. It has not. The preparations that should have happened for the rains have not happened on time. How is it okay for a city like Bangalore to be witnessing waterlogging and flooding like this?
Certainly it's not okay. For the record, I would like to tell you that last night got unprecedented rain, highest last decade, centimeters of rain in 7 hours. It is huge. It is beyond what Bangalore gets, and the low-lying areas. Can you hear me?
Yes, Arshad, with all due respect, I understand what you're saying. You're saying that Bangalore received an inordinate amount of rain in the last 24 hours. But Koromangala is not a low-lying area. Neither is HSR Layout. These are not areas that flood. The desilting, was the desilting work done or was the desilting work not done?
See, last 10 years, Bangalore has been a neglected, last 10 to 15 years, Bangalore has been a very neglected city. The stormwater drains, the area around the drains and all has been encroached. That is why our government last year, when Bangalore had similar problem in different areas, our government took it very seriously and we tried to clear the encroachments, even though there was a lot of political opposition to our move. We did continue at the risk of being unpopular also, and that is precisely the reason bigger part of the city has not been affected by this unprecedented rain, so heavy rain. But a lot of work has to be done. As per my information, the Chief Minister has sanctioned a special scheme worth 1,600 crores just to clear all this desilting, clearing the encroachments and, for the water to pass through the, particularly the Koromangala Chalagatta
I'm very
Valley.
interested to know, Arshad, if you say that Bangalore's been neglected for the last 10 years, neglected by whom really? But I just want to go over to the report that our reporter Shrija, who sent in this report from Bangalore today. I want our viewers to see what happened to Bangalore today, and then I'll come back and you can tell me who's been neglecting the city. If your government has been in power in the state for an entire term, you're headed for an election now, who's been neglecting the city of Bangalore? Take a look at this report, viewers.
At least 17 different locations across the city were completely inundated. It is not just about the rainwater that we are talking about. It is also about in fact, the sewage water flowing from the stormwater drain, which had completely flooded these houses that we are standing at this point in time. Also, we understand that this is Bengaluru's the largest. We also see that the rainfall is the highest in a days, is what we clearly understand. It has recorded at least 18 centimeter. This is clearly in the last 10 years is what we clearly understand. In the last 10 years, this is the highest, is what we hear from the Met Department. Houses were completely inundated. Help clearly came only nearly after 4 to 5 hours, where we did see KJ George, Bengaluru Development Minister, along with some of the political leaders visiting, taking stock of situation. But that came only clearly after 4 to 5 hours, where the people themselves had to come out, manage themselves. In fact, they had to remove all the sewage, the rainwater which had inundated their homes. They had to do all by themselves to clean their houses, what we clearly understand. Also, remember that despite the BBMP saying that they have identified at least 1995 encroachments across the city on the stormwater drain, what they're telling is that they have so far removed about 1,225 encroachment. But well, that is not clearly for for an impressive report card is what we clearly understand. Going by the situation, current situation, we do see still floods. We do see several parts of the city, especially the eastern part of Bengaluru was the worst affected because of the flood, where the eastern part of the city clearly received about 18 centimeter of rainfall on the intervening night of Monday and Tuesday, and as well as the north part of Bengaluru received about 8 centimeter rainfall.
In fact, here's a response of KJ George, who is Minister in charge of Bangalore and the Mayor of Bangalore today.
You have to see. Medical shop lost 40,000.
ಅಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ನಿಮ್ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಶಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ನುಗ್ಗಿದೆ ನಾನು
ಮನೆಗಳು
ನೋಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಮನೆಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿ ಯುವರ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಕೇಳಿ ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ನುಗ್ಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕಾರಣ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಮ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಡ್ರೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ನೀರು ಮಳೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ರೆ ನೀರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನೀರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದಾಗ ಸೈಡ್ ಡ್ರೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕಪ್ ಇದಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಲೇಔಟ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನೀರು ನುಗ್ಗಿದೆ. ಇದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಮ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಡ್ರೈನ್ ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಮ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಡ್ರೈನ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
Also here from the morning, there are some drainages are filled and some of the lake connections are diverted. Do you think it should be?
No, it is not diverted. To do the stormwater drain, they are make up some places. Because the unexpected heavy rain, this cloud burst, the water level of the stormwater drain has gone up. That's why this backing the thing, backup water has come to the layout. Now we are we told the commissioner to put the sandbag and close it. After the rain, the work will be completed.
ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅನ್ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ರೈನ್, ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಅನ್ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ರೈನ್ ಬಂದಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಡ್ರೈನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಓವರ್ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗಿ ಸೊ ರೋಡ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
Well, that was the situation in Bangalore today. The government turning around and saying that there was a large amount of rain that the city received, and which is why we saw flooding in areas like Koromangala and HSR layout. But the question is really, if there was actual demolition, and I'm going back to Rizwan Arshad, who represents the ruling party, the government, the Congress government in Karnataka. Rizwan, you said that Bangalore has been ignored and neglected for the last 10 years. What has your government been doing for its entire term in the state government? If you were going to turn around now before the new election and tell me that Bangalore is being ignored by whom?
Not only last 10 years, 10 to 15, 20 years, Bangalore has grown unprecedentedly. The growth was beyond expectation, but the governments of the day had not concentrated on Bangalore. They could not expect the way Bangalore would grow, and they could not think futuristically, and neglected by everybody, the political class, the common citizen. We all have neglected this city, and the common people and the political class today have to work together to bring the city into order. Our government has been very clear. This is the first time the chief minister in the history of Karnataka, in the history of Bangalore city, he gave 7,000 crores in a year. For the development of Bangalore, and he has. Let me complete. He formed a special Bangalore Development Ministry, bringing different agencies working under different ministries together, so that it is the coordination is better among these agencies to develop the Bangalore city. And we are working on a focused, plan-based manner to ease these problems, to do away with these problems, and taking Bangalore for the future. Right. Here the issue.
I just want to bring in Malvika Avinash of the BJP, who joins us on the phone line. And here's the truth. I'm looking at the weather forecast for Bangalore, and it says rain for the rest of the week, right up till Tuesday next week. If this is the situation when Bangalore receives rain, are you ready for an entire week of thunderstorms and rain? Malvika Avinash, right now, Rizwan, who is with us, Rizwan Arshad, who's with us, says the city has been neglected for 10, 15, 20 years, and that's the reason why it's flooding. Malvika?
All right, I'll go with what he is saying. If it's 10, 15, 20 years, how many years has the Congress been in power in those 10, 15, 20 years? And why is it that they never thought of Bengaluru? and its development in this 10, 15, 20 years, as he were to say. This is just an alibi. In the last 4 years, what is it that they have done? In the last 2 years of their power in BBMP, what is it that they have done? And this is not the first time that Bangalore is drowning. Last year, we had a similar situation, and the state government did this show of, bringing down some middle-class homes that were located near the stormwater drain or on the stormwater drain, and that was just a show, just some arm flexing, and that's about it. They did not do that either seriously, the stormwater drain clearing. And everyone is aware of how lake beds as well as stormwater drains in Bengaluru have been encroached over the years. And the government of the day has done precious little to prevent what has happened this year. They could have woken up last year. I thought they did. They don't seem to have. So I don't see where and how he is going to defend this situation. People are suffering. And 4 years of the government as well as 2 years in BBMP has rendered Bangalore the way it is today. 1 day of rain and we are unable to cope.
Rizwan Arshad,
really
respond to that.
Nothing to justify this situation.
Those are fair points that Malvika is making.
Speaks of how much they have failed, the length and
can I respond to her?
One second. Malvika, 1 second. Let him respond to you. Rizwan, go ahead.
I mean, I wanted to avoid this blame game since she has started it. I need to respond to it. Let me finish.
Let him respond, please. Let him respond.
Let me finish, please.
The people of the city for this situation. The people of the city can only elect their representatives.
Let
him respond. Malvika, let him respond, please. Let him respond.
No, he has to speak about the administration. He cannot go about blaming the people of the city for this.
Can you just listen to me, Malvika? I have listened to you with a lot of patience, please.
No, you did not. You kept interfering.
No, I have not interfered. I mean, please listen to me.
Do not blame the city.
I'm not nobody to blame this city, Malvika. I'm also a Bangalorean. How can I blame this city?
They have elected
you have ruined.
Please govern. Please administer.
Your party is responsible for this precisely. Do you have patience to listen to me, Malvika? Do you have patience? Your party is precisely responsible for the state of Bangalore city today. You have been running BBMP from last 10 years. We have just taken over BBMP from last 2 years from you. We have, yes, let me respond to your charges. You need to have patience. BJP never has patience. That's the problem. You people can't be so aggressive.
Congress doesn't have answers. That's the problem.
Please listen to me.
You do not have
allow me to answer.
People.
You should allow me to.
You're looking for.
You should allow me to.
For your failure.
You should allow me to answer. You should allow me to answer.
You cannot get away by calling doing waterboundary with the BJP.
Don't be so political, Malvika. Don't be so political. This is a problem we all need to face. Don't be so political. You're being political. Don't try to score brownie points. You know,
political, right?
the people who have encroached the stormwater drains, we have tried to, demolish those encroachments. Those people who have encroached the stormwater drains are responsible for this. Why not? Why not blame the people who have encroached also? Why not blame the people who have encroached also? We have been clearing the encroachment. You're playing politics. You have never worked for the city and you're playing politics. Don't be so political. Don't be so political.
Hang on. I just want the two of you to pause for a second and realize that the citizens of the entire country are watching you right now.
Sorry, he cannot get away with lying like this.
Okay, hang on.
She's being political and the debate cannot...
Okay, hang on. Let me ask the questions. Rizwan Arshad, tell me this. If according, and we covered it on this channel, they were in fact demolitions that took place where the government went out and knocked down people's walls, people's houses in the name of clearing stormwater drains. Now, if that was done, why did the city still flood?
See, more than 1,200 encroachments have been cleared. And those people who had encroached the land, even they have also been given alternate places from the Bangalore Development Authority. If for this heavy rain, if we had not cleared the encroachments, most part of the city should have been flooded. Because of our efforts, only one part of the city is today in this condition, and this will also be taken care. And problem with the other political parties is when we are trying to clear the encroachment, even then they created a political issue. They said you are trying to demolish the houses of the poor people.
That's a lie.
You cannot.
That's again a lie.
We need to work together. Whether it is BJP. Whether it is BJP or the Congress party, you need to hear me.
Do not lie.
Malvika,
You
Malvika,
cannot
you need to hear me. Then you can talk. I mean, you need to hear me. You should have patience to hear me.
But I cannot let you lie and go on lying, right?
I mean, you cannot stop me from what my views are. How can you stop me? I mean, you can't be so aggressive. You can.
One second. Let's bring in one more voice. Sridhar Pabishetty of the Namma Bengaluru Foundation is also on the phone line right now. Sridhar, the last report we had about the stormwater drains in Bangalore on the 27th of April this year said that the BBMP is scrambling to get the work done before the monsoons begin. We also had the unfortunate case where one person who was desilting, one man was actually washed away. One Shantakumar was washed away while he was desilting the drains. We don't know the readiness of those drains for these for the rains. And let me remind our viewers, Bangalore receives rainfall that is receding, which normally happens in September, October, November, and not like the west of the country doesn't receive a a June, July rain. This should have been expected. We should have been ready for this, Sridhar.
Absolutely. I mean, the rains have been delayed in Bangalore, and we had all the time of June, July to gear up for this. So this clearly shows that the government had no action plan in place. The so-called demolition that Rizwan was mentioning stopped the moment Shamnur Shiv Shankarappa's hospital came up in the drain.
Is right outside my house. It's right outside my house.
And then another house came up and then they stopped. Where is the conviction for the government to do the justice for which they have been elected? They have been
sincere enough to mention that it was a court order which stopped the demolition.
And not the high and mighty of their government.
Sridhar, you should be sincere enough.
If you really have commitment to the city of Bengaluru,
you should be sincere enough to tell that the court order stopped the demolition of Shamnur Shiv Shankarappa's house. It is not the government.
Don't shout me out. Rizwan, don't shout me out.
No, you be sincere enough to mention here.
Rizwan,
please be sincere enough.
Rizwan, listen to me.
Please,
if you have got the guts, bring out the performance of BBMP and government of Karnataka for the upkeep of the stormwater drains. 842 kilometers of the stormwater drain, and it is the governments are hand in glove in ensuring that the city is run into the ground. This is no way to run the city, Rizwan. If you have any problem with any of the previous government actions, bring it out into the public domain and show who approved which illegal violation and which encroachment. And until unless the governments come clean, the citizens are suffering today. You have young children who are out there on the street who are suffering for the foolishness and the diehardiness of the politicians, the babus, and the corrupt builders. Whom do you hold accountable in a city like this? Rizwan, being in government for 4 years, running BBMP for 2 years, if you still want to blame BJP, JDS, or even the Britishers, this is not going to go far. If you have any proof of their wrongdoing, pull them out, put them out in the public domain, and let the people judge.
Sridhar, you are not being sincere enough in your criticisms. You have not been very sincere in your criticism, Sridhar, and you are criticizing just Congress party. I know why. What are the reasons? Let me not come to that now.
No, actually, just 1 second. 1 second. This blame game is actually not going to help the citizens of Bangalore. I just have one question, Rizwan, as representative of the government in power right now. Tomorrow is a working day.
Pull out everybody in the last 10 years who have allowed this thing to happen.
Yes. While that is all fair, tomorrow is a working day.
Well, he speaks of 20 years of failures. He has been in power most of the time.
If you can answer this for me, what are the what are the? Michael, 1 second. Everybody, just calm down for a second. Rizwan, I want to know tomorrow morning when the people of Bangalore go to work, go to school, go to college, what arrangements have been made by this government, because you are currently in power. You cannot blame anybody else anymore. For tomorrow morning, what arrangements have been made to make sure that there is no waterlogging, there is no traffic on the roads, there are no power outages in Bangalore, and people can actually go about their lives as normal, even if it rains?
We are prepared, even if it rains the whole night. The BBMP officials, the mayor, Bangalore development ministers and different public representatives are on the street. We are prepared, even if there are tree fellings, to clear it in a shortest possible time, and wherever there is water logging to be attended on time, so that tomorrow when the city gets back to work, there is no traffic hazards, there is no commotion, there is no water logging issues, and the whole administration is alert and we are on the job. This is what I have been in touch with the administration, BBMP commissioner and everybody are confident that no matter how heavy it rains tomorrow, we'll be able to deal with the situation.
So why wasn't this done 3 days ago so that today's situation could have been dealt with?
No, it has been, see, Bangalore has a peculiar problem. You know, the BBMP, the constitution of BBMP itself is unscientific. You know, it's an unscientific body which has been created. 800 square kilometer of Bangalore city, 110 villages together has been put up. And the city cannot function with this way. BBMP cannot handle this city. We need to decentralize powers. We need to bifurcate this huge body, and we need to, put different people completely in charge. This unscientific body cannot run Bangalore city. Our party's commitment is we need to bifurcate BBMP and put it into a proper working condition. Only then these issues can be handled properly. But there are constraints, there are political issues. We have been stopped from doing this. We have been criticized.
By whom? Who has stopped you from doing your work?
Of course, BJP tried and sabotaged this. Even today, the bill is pending with the President of India. The President of India gives an assent. This bill will come into effect, and we can have a working model, because Sridhar is an expert in urban affairs. He will also understand what I am proposing.
Sridhar, the accusation that Bangalore has flooded today because the BBMP system is false.
Not because only. I mean, this is also a big factor.
The BBMP system is faulty, and the opposition has blocked the fixing of that system. Sridhar Pabishetty.
I fail to understand this kind of thing, telling that there will be a new tomorrow where a knight in the shining armor will come and change it. 842 kilometers of stormwater drain management, hundreds of lakes of the city of Bengaluru cannot be just hanging in the fate of one bill to be changed to bifurcate or trifurcate the city. The BBMP formation is a 10-year-old story. Either we accept it or reject it and do whatever is required for us to move on. Just because the president hasn't signed, have we stopped having our lunch, dinner, or taking our bath next day morning? I think we have to have a game plan which may or may not happen in the president's hands. What the president will do is in his hands, but at the same time, I think the Congress government should be much more on hands on this. We have, for the last 3 months, we have visited 30 lakes in the city of Bengaluru, and it's disaster after disaster. And this got nothing to do with bifurcation of BBMP. It has got to do with every official being held accountable for garbage not being put into it, for debris not being dumped into the lake, for sewage not flowing into the lake. I think this doesn't matter if it is one body, 5 bodies, or 50 bodies. The whole of India has 125 crore people and has one prime minister. Can't the city of Bangalore with 1.2 crore people have one mayor and one commissioner and get things done?
What about the denotifications? The attempt to denotify lakes?
Okay.
To regularize this kind of encroachment, this government indulges in an attempt to denotify lakes, but will not fix these problems.
Navika, I mean, you're lying. There is no attempt. There is no circular. There is no. You're lying on the show, Navika. Please don't lie. Please don't lie. There is no attempt to denotify. The chief minister has clarified it very clearly. There is no attempt. You people are lying, and we don't accept your lies. It is blatant lie. It is blatant lie. Please don't lie. Please don't lie. Don't mislead. Don't mislead, please. Please don't.
All right. I think this is very sad that a city as glorious as Bangalore is being allowed to rot in this manner, to fill up with water. I do hope that the government in power will take its responsibility more seriously, given that tomorrow is a working day, be more prepared for what might come. And of course, we at Mirror Now will be keeping a very close eye on what's happening in Bangalore right now. Rizwan, Sridhar and Malvika, thank you for joining us on the Urban Debate. That was what you're looking at on your screen, the city of Bangalore, portions of the city of Bangalore this morning on Independence Day. Another story that we're keeping a close eye on is the Ghatkopar building collapse in Mumbai, which costed us 17 lives. The noose has now begun to tighten around Shiv Sena worker Sunil Shithap. Forensics analysis of the entire collapse and the debris at the collapse site has confirmed that the material that was being used to construct the building was of sound quality. In fact, the report says that the building was not dilapidated at all, that it was in a sound quality. It was, as claimed by Shithap's lawyers, clearly the forensic report will bolster the police's case against the Shiv Sena worker who conducted illegal construction on the ground floor of the building, which weakened the structure and led to the collapse of that building. Disha Shah, who has been tracking this story for us, filed this report.
Trouble for Sunil Shithap is increasing day by day because the information that we have accessed from the Kalina Forensic Science Laboratory categorically states that the debris which were collected from this particular site after the building crashed and collapsed, killing 17 people, the structure, the materials used to construct this particular building was not inferior and the building was stable, the material was in sound quality and the building was not dilapidated. Sunil Shithap, the main accused and the co-accused, the interior designer, they both are arrested in this case and they are in judicial custody as we speak. And in terms of investigation, the police as well as the BMC's 3-member committee, they have recorded statements of the residents clearly where residents are saying that this mishap happened only because of illegal alterations carried out by Shithap.
सबसे पहली बात यह है कि उसने जो स्ट्रक्चरल ऑडिट का जो रिपोर्ट निकाला है बीएमसी से वो बिल्कुल झूठ है। उसने पैसे खिला के बिल्कुल हमारी बिल्डिंग की नुकसान के लिए बिल्कुल झूठा ये दिया है कि ये बिल्डिंग बराबर नहीं थी। लेकिन हम लोग ने जब ये ऑडिट निकाला था तभी उसमें क्लियरली बोला गया था कि ये बिल्डिंग अच्छी है, रिपेयरेबल है।
इधर 5 साल से रहता हूँ। 5 साल में मैंने मेरे आंखों से देखा है कि 2 बार बिल्डिंग पूरा रिनोवेट किया है। पूरा हम लोग ने पूरा ग्राउंड फ्लोर से लेकर 4th फ्लोर टेरेस भी हम लोग ने रिनोवेट किया था।
ये जो कालीना का रिपोर्ट जो आया है वो एकदम सच है कि भाई बिल्डिंग को जरा भी कुछ ऐसा नहीं था कि गिर जावे और इतना हल्का भी नहीं था, तो बिल्डिंग तो एकदम मजबूत ही था क्योंकि हम लोग भी आज कम से कम 11 साल से रह रहे हैं।
This Independence Day, the tribals and the NGOs of RA area of Mumbai held a march which they called the RA Chhod Do Andolan March. They demanded the stopping of construction of the proposed metro car shed at RA. Citizens marched from the Marol police station to the RA picnic spot with a demand to save the sole green lung of the city of Mumbai.
People have now organized a protest march in order to stop all of the construction activities that are going on in RA and save the environment. In fact, we have a couple of people joined in. आप पहले बताइए आपका मेजर डिमांड क्या है?
हमारा मेजर डिमांड यही है कि हम भारत छोड़ो आंदोलन का याद करते हैं। आज हम लोग ने वही मांग किया है, क्या RA छोड़ो आंदोलन, जो भी गवर्नमेंट एजेंसीज RA के अंदर डिस्ट्रक्शन कर रहे हैं।
And even as India celebrates its 21st Independence Day, there is no room for freedom for women and children in this country. A 12-year-old child was raped in the heart of Chandigarh while returning home from an Independence Day celebration in school. So much for Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao. The assaulter allegedly waylaid the child and threatened her with a knife before raping her. A case of kidnapping, wrongful restraint and rape has been registered. A medical examination of the victim has been conducted and the police are now checking CCTV footage of the area to identify the accused.
इसमें हमने FIR रजिस्टर कर दी है, रेप, पॉक्सो और इसमें हम लोग मतलब अननोन आदमी हैं। अभी हमने कुछ लोगों को जो सस्पेक्ट्स हैं उनको राउंड अप किया है, फर्दर इन्वेस्टिगेशन भी चल रही है। जो नेसेसरी फॉर्मेलिटीज है, मेडिकल है, 164 स्टेटमेंट है, वो सब हमने करवा दी और आगे की कार्रवाई के बारे में आपको दोबारा।
सर धाराएं कौन सी लगी, अंडर विच सेक्शन?
363 है, 376 है, 4 पॉक्सो एक्ट है।
Right, that's a wrap on Urban Debate. We're going to take a quick break. Stay with Mirror now for more news and updates. Thanks for watching, and I wish you a very happy Independence Day.